Hello, YouTubers. Have you ever had a CoolSign media player that will not allow you to perform a factory reset using the F8 key? This video provides an alternative solution in these situations. Before starting, the process shown is critical and deployed the same. As a note, this process demonstrated can be applied to any version of CoolSign. Yes, it works for 12.7 to 15.2. Let us get started. First, you will need a keyboard, a mouse, and a monitor. You will also need the software package for the version you want to install. In my example, I will be using version 13.2. On your keyboard, press the Windows key to open all programs. Using your mouse, select the control panel for your choice. Once opened, search for programs and features. Then, double-click to open. Here you will see the various programs that are on the media player. We will start with Casino Equipment Interface. Locate the program and double-click. Once prompted with, "Are you sure you want to uninstall this?" select Yes. Allow this process to complete. Once successful, you will see another message that states, "The setup must update files or services that cannot be updated while the system is running." If you choose to continue, a reboot will be required to complete the setup. Select OK. Now we will do the same for our CoolSign Manager. Within Control Panel, double-click CoolSign Manager. Again, allow this process to complete. And again, you will be prompted with the message pretty much stating we have to allow the process to complete and a reboot is required. In so many words, select OK. Not too bad so far, right? Lastly, we will need to remove CoolSign Node. As we did with CEI and the manager, double-click CoolSign Node to start the removal process. Again, select Yes to begin. Sometime after this, you will also be asked if you want to remove SQL Express. When prompted, select Yes. Once selected, you will be advised the system will reboot to allow updates to take effect. Select OK. Now, you will see the media player reboot. This will happen twice before we can perform our next task. After the second reboot, you'll have to log in to CoolSign. The password will be as follows: CoolSign at 123 as shown here. From there, you will see a wizard that will assist with completely removing SQL. From the screen, ensure all items are checked for SQL Express. We only want to remove the SQL portion and nothing else. Here, we only need to click the next button, then wait. As always, allow this process to complete before doing anything. To appear next will be a wizard that states, "Ready to remove." This is just a summary of what is going to take place. At the bottom, select the Remove button and allow it to start. Once completed, you will see a summary of what has happened. Here, we will just click Next. Once SQL is removed, you will see a confirmation message stating SQL was removed successfully. Click Closed. At this point, we have removed all required software needed. Now we are ready to perform the installation. Again, you will need the software version you are going to do the installation for in hand. Insert the thumb drive into any available USB port on the media player. Open the thumb drive and navigate to Software Packages. Starting with the Node installer, we will open this as shown. Once at the folder that has the Node installer executable file, we will double-click to launch or execute this process. Allow the Node installer to launch. Once launched, a wizard appears. On the first screen, it is just a welcome to install wizard for the node. Select Next to start. On the next screen, you will need to accept the terms of the license agreement, then click Next. The next screen to appear will be the destination folder. This is where it will upload the file. Leave this as defaulted and then select Next at the bottom right. On the next screen to appear, we have to state what type player this will be. Since we are doing a standalone player, our selection will be standalone. Select standalone. Once selected, click the next button again. Here you should see standalone. If not, you have the ability to use the back button to make the correction. Next to appear will be the confirmation of the media player type. Here we're just verifying the selection we made on the previous screen. Just select Next at the bottom. From here, the process will start the installation of the node player. As said once, and as we stated again, allow this process to complete. Once completed, we're starting to get into the optioning of the player. Its username, password, and all that. Everyone should be familiar with this. Do not make any changes here. We'll just need to view the information, write it down if needed, and from there, simply select Next. Next up will be another wizard. Here we'll show you the default settings of the player. We don't need to make any changes here, so select Next at the bottom of the screen, and the node installer process will begin. Once completed, you will see an installation summary. Here you will see things like the Add Player, the Agent NC, and Configurator, just to name a few. Once verified, select Next. Afterwards, you will see the node player has been installed successfully. Click Finish. The player will restart on its own. Again, it will reboot twice. Allow this to happen. Hey, we're over the halfway point now. All that is left is we have to install CNM and CEI. Let's get these taken care of now. Since we already have the thumb drive inserted, navigate to the software packages again. This time, select the CNM folder. Just as we did with the node, double-click each folder that appears until we get to the executable file. Once there, double-click it to start the installation. Again, we will see the Welcome wizard. Here, select Next. After that, accept the license agreement and select Next. We will do the same for our destination folder. Select Next. And lastly, on the wizard, we will select the Install Radio button at the bottom to get this started. For our CNM, and at some point, you will see a DOS window appear. When this appears, we need to allow this window to close on its own. Even if the Finish button is enabled, do not select it until the DOS window has closed. This is very important, and we must follow the rule. Allow all processes to complete before continuing. Once closed, we can now select our Finish button. Finally, we are down to the very last thing, installing the CEI. For the last time, we will navigate to our software packages. Once there, locate the CoolSign version release CEI folder as shown. Open the CEI folder. Next to appear will be something a little different than what we say with the first two programs. We will now see two folders. One is the internal only folder, and the other is the on release CD folder. Open the on release CD folder. Next, you will see two more folders, the installation folder and user documents. Open the installation folder. Once open, and for the last time, we will see two more folders, CEI and Packages. Since we are installing CEI, we will open the CEI folder. Now, all we have to do is double-click the next folder to open it. And finally, we will see the executable file we need to perform the installation. You know the drill by now. Double-click this file and for the last time, allow this process to complete. You know what we will see? The welcome wizard as we have for the others. Select Next. Since we are well aware of it, then accept the license agreement and select Next. And finally, the destination of where this folder is to be uploaded. Select Next as always. On the very last screen, select the Install button. Yes, we did it. Allow this to complete, and at the very end, once all is said and done, we now have a media player that we can now use again. Of course, to get started, you will need to get yourself a product key, or else we won't be able to use this media player. To understand the process, please review the video on ST YouTube that explains how to go about getting your product key. Hopefully, this has proven to be very helpful and has helped you increase your inventory for media players. I'd like to say thank you for your time, and if at any time you need assistance, always reach out to our technical support team. Thank you.